Did you know that today is World Thinking Day? And last night, I suddenly decided to write down the initials of my talk today. And it was TPOW, TPOW, the power of words. Now, TPOW could actually be a comic strip for us women. So let's go to it. Let's action the power of words. Words are powerful tools. They can empower us. They can strengthen our resolve. They can inspire us, lift us up. Each of us here today can use words effectively. We can write something or say something that says something to connect and build relationships with those around us. Whatever career path you choose, and I hope it'll be one with passion and with heart, whether that is moving into going directly to university, going straight to become an entrepreneur, moving into media, perhaps stepping into the creative world. Whatever you decide to do, what's happening each day, the story that you're laying down for yourselves, the stories that are evolving here, I have no doubt will affect and influence your future life and career. As a creative, social media has become an important tool of what I do. Because when I started out, my first book was published in 2013. I was unknown. First thing people would say to me is, oh, how many books have you sold? But it could be the best book in the world. But if you're an unknown quantity, how can anyone know who you are? So I've had to work at developing my brand and raising my profile. And social media has allowed me. It's one of the spokes in the wheel, but it has allowed me to do that. A few weeks ago, I had this idea. I was going to pose a question to my followers and my readers. And the question was, what 3 words best describe you using only the first initial of your first name? And I kicked it off. As you know, my name is Miriam. And I thought, well, from a creative point of view and a speaking point of view, what words would I use to describe me? And I decided they were mindfully, motivationally, memorable. And the feedback was good. And then one of my followers said, hold on a minute, Miriam. What about the fun side of you? I'm thinking magical, mysterious, minxy. Hey, I said, I'll take it. Might use it in my social bio. And I'd like to play that game now, today. And I'm going to go around the audience. What I'd like you to do is to think of one word that best describes you using only your first name. Now, what I'd like you to do is to project your voice, which I'm sure you have no problem doing, and maybe stand up and just, let's play the game. Okay. Oh, don't be shy. Come on. There must be one fabulous girl in the audience. Liz.
I'll start it off then. I'm Liz, and I am lively.
You are.
I am lively.
You are. Round of applause. You are lovely. You are lovely. Okay. Come on. Let's hear. Who else in the audience is going to give me one word that best describes you?
I'm a pharmacist, and I'm fantastic.
Wow. Yes, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. Come on, let's have a few more. Don't be shy. Right, stand up and be proud.
I'm Emma and I'm energetic.
Energetic, good for you. Excellent. Okay. There is one. Anyone else? Come on.
I'm Grace and I'm graceful.
Oh, yes, you are. There is one thing that each of us have here, not just in the theatre today, have in common, but across generations and globally. We each have in common. And it is every day we wake up, and every day we get up. We've just been talking about it. And a blank page is waiting for us. And guess what? We get to fill that blank page. And if at the end of the day, there are certain aspects of it that perhaps you're a little unhappy about, or you'd like to change, another blank page is going to wait for you for tomorrow. And you get to start all over again. It's called the story of your lives. And we each have a unique and special story to tell. And I'd like to know, what story have you already written today of your experiences of being here? The one thing that I have been hugely aware of these last years, I talked earlier about the power of words, how they can empower us, they can lift us up. But if we're not consistently aware, words can crush us if we allow them to. We really need to be discerning about our thoughts. And as it's World Thinking Day, what better time than just to remind ourselves of what can happen if we allow negative thoughts to invade our space, our mind space. It's a little bit like the music you're playing over and over again. You really know you need to change that music, but it's so embedded you almost can't even hear it. Now, I'm not talking about the white noise or the noise outside, because I know that you guys live in such a digital era, such a digital time, and you're immersed in that. But if you pull back and start to think about what kind of thoughts, because it's mind chatter that goes round and round and round, replay like an earworm. And my question is, what can we do to change those negative thoughts? What can we do to flip it into something positive? I love a quote, and a few days ago I saw a Robert Allen, and it was something like this. He said that whatever we think, whatever thought process is going on in our brain, there is rent to pay. There is no free rent, in other words, on the thoughts. So why not, if we've got to pay rent on the thoughts we're having, why wouldn't we make them positive thoughts? Why wouldn't we make and put energy into positivity? Hands up, anyone here who can relate to this. I'm not good enough. There's no way I can do this. Compared with so-and-so, I'll never make the grade. Why bother? I'm only going to fail. I've done it. I've sabotaged myself time and time again. Time and time again. I get frustrated with my writing. I'm stuck on a character. I'm stuck on a chapter. Even stuck perhaps on when I'm speaking. I get tired, so the mind chatter starts. But the one thing that I have learned is to be aware of it. That is the first step, being aware. And stopping. And breathing is a good thing. Secondly, I say, thank you, but not now. So you're immediately pushing all that negativity away. And sometimes I find myself standing in front of a mirror and saying, I am, I can, and I will. And you know what? I have. Because remember, so what we focus on happens. Thoughts become things. We're like mirrors. what we put out there will come straight back to us. And sometimes when the brain is really, really fudgy, I actually step back from my desk and I say again out loud, what can I and only I do right now that's going to move me forward?